This is Crystal with Whole New Perspective. Guys, I just want to thank you for subscribing to my channel, and I want to thank you for giving my videos the thumbs up. Now, if you haven't subscribed, I'd like to ask you to just consider subscribing. So, several videos ago, we talked about the core areas of preparedness. And I did tell you that I would come back and talk about each one of those areas. And today I want to talk about water and water storage needs. I know everyone knows that they need to secure and store some amount of water, but we just don't know how much. And how are you going to determine that? Well, that really depends on a lot of things. FEMA says you need 1 gallon of water per day per person, and they've changed it to say for several days. So you have to determine what that is. You will need some water to drink. That's probably where most of your water needs will come from. You may need water to cook with, and that's depending on the type of food that you have stored. If you have dehydrated food stored or freeze-dried food stored, those things require water. Now, yes, you can eat them dry, but to rehydrate them, they will require water. And there are people that need distilled water, and distilled water is getting harder and harder to find. If you have medical equipment that requires distilled water, that will be important for you to go ahead and make sure you're stocking up on it. And also, please ensure that you are rotating that stock. Use the first in, first out method. And that way you'll always have the freshest water to the back of where you're storing your water. Do you need it for hygiene, sanitation, flushing the toilet, taking showers? What about enough water to water your garden? Will you have any water to do that should you need to? There have been so many droughts in different areas, so think about that. If I come home and I turn my sink on and there's no water, that's not a good situation for me. And I tell you, that happened recently for my sister. Actually, yesterday is when I believe she got her water back. She was without water for 72 hours, but not the entire 72 hours. They turned her water back on for an hour and a half during that time frame. And she said that she was able to flush all the toilets and take showers. But after that, the water was back off. And she was grateful that she was listening when I talked about storing water, because she said she didn't have to worry, she had water stored. Now, the good thing about situations like this is that you can go to the stores and secure some water. You may not have any in your surrounding area because other people may have already ran out to buy water, but you can certainly go to other towns and secure you some water. So what if there's no water available for anyone? What are you going to do then? So it's going to be very important to determine how much water you need, and really to diversify your water storage. Are you going to store some in water bottles? It's great to be able to have water bottles. I remember reading somewhere some time ago, someone saying, put 5 cases of water in every room. That sounds like a pretty good thing to me. Also, have your gallon jugs of water. You can also have reusable jugs of water. You can have the 55-gallon drums, totes, 5 and 7 gallon containers of water. There are so many options available for you to be able to store water. And we cannot possibly store all the water that we may need should you not have any. So you have to look at alternatives, Where is the closest lake, river, stream, or pond to you? You can go online, go on Google, and there are maps of your area that will tell you where those streams, rivers, lakes are. So now would be a good time to start to research that. And that way, should you need it, you can locate it and you'll have a nice water source. So just make sure you have a way to treat your water, to purify your water, whether you're going to use purification tablets, bleach. Just know that bleach does have a short shelf life. Whether you're going to have filters, I would say to have some of all of those things. That way you will, depending on where you are, you'll have something that can meet your needs. It's important right now to stock up on water. I remember back in early 2020, it was so difficult to get water. The water was gone from the stores. So just remember, you may not always have advance notice of something happening, and you may not have that opportunity to fill up your bathtub, your bob, fill up a lot of different containers. So just go ahead now and secure as much water as you can. You know, I remember watching people standing in lines for a long amount of time waiting on bottled water or waiting to fill containers with water. And some of the people in those lines were rowdy. So you don't want to be caught out having to get in those crowds trying to secure yourself some water when there is a situation that occurs. The main thing will be to just remain calm. Just remain calm. And you can do that if you have what you need. I have a video from last year on water preparedness, and so I will include that video. Please take an opportunity to watch it and see if there's anything in there that may be of use to you. So thanks again for coming along with me on this journey as we talked about one of the core ways to be prepared. So prepare now while there's still time, and that way you can just remain calm and not be panicked.